Alright, hello everyone, this is Sir Adrian here, stepping in for Scullion to film the British Empire's turn in our current game of Global War 1914, titled Operation Bersaglieri, in the spring of 1916. So in terms of purchases, we have 25 IPPs to spend. We're going to spend 4 of them, moving one of our dreadnoughts from stage 3 to stage 2. We're going to spend 6 purchasing a coastal artillery. That's going to bring us up to 10. We're going to spend 5 buying a minor factory. That'll bring us to 15. We're going to get 2 infantry for $3. For $3 each, which will bring us up to 21. Do that. We're going to upgrade one of our colonial infantry. So the one down in Western Egypt there for 2 IPP. And then with our last 2 IPP to bring us up to 25, we're going to be sending the Nationalist some supplies. We'll send them 2 IPP so they can upgrade this infantry in Szechuan to a mountain infantry is what we'll do. And we also get a free tank to place because we had to spend 4 IPP to complete that technology. Where whenever that's completed, a nation gets a free tank. And we have armored cars unlocked now as well because of that. If in the future you'd like to build any of those, Scullion. Alright, so in terms of tech rolls, we have 2. We're going to attempt to get defense in depth at a 7. And we're going to try for depth charges and hydrophones. Yeah, we'll go for that. Which is at a 7 as well. So we'll go ahead and roll for those. So this black reddish dice will be for defense and depth, and this yellowish, I think that's orangish one will be for depth charge and hydrophones. So we'll see what happens. So depth charge and hydrophones misses on a 1, but we do get defense and depth on a 7. So the British move to stage 2 of defense and depth. Just to mention, we can't do any diplomacy, and Portugal didn't align, and we won't be able to collect our wartime income at the end of this turn because we didn't do our mandatory offensive. And that carries on until we do it. So the next turn, they'll have units in place, just enough actually to be able to do it. And then it'll be good till the fall-winter of 1917, technically. Yeah, it's definitely something you want to do, which I might have mentioned in my housekeeping video, but just like the French. So on Hybrid's turn, you definitely want to do that because otherwise Romania won't align next turn. So definitely something you want to think about doing for sure. And even the Germans, to be honest. I mean, nothing aligns, but he wouldn't be able to collect wartime income at the end of his next turn if he does complete that, nor do any diplomacy, which he already can't next turn anyways because he hasn't completed one this turn. The effects continue to carry on until you complete one, as I believe I mentioned in the housekeeping videos, or video rather, that I posted before this one. But if you do one, say this turn or next turn, once again, then technically you don't have to complete one until the fall-winter of 1917. But anyways, So in terms of attacks for the British, we are going to try to do some attacks. Not going to be very many, I don't think. I think what we'll do, let's see. We'll try an attrition attack against the Ottoman units in Palestine on a 1. And then we'll take one of our torpedo boats that we have here just off Gibraltar, and we can move 4 because we have the boost from the major actually, yeah, you know what, actually what we're gonna do, we're gonna bring both these cruisers, and I think one of these might be a pre-dreadnought. Actually, yep, one of these is a pre-dreadnought. So these 2 cruisers move 1, 2. These are all in port. One with the pre-dreadnought, and then these 2 torpedo boat destroyers. And I'm actually going to check real quick to make sure that is a pre-dreadnought. I do believe it is. I know all my sculpts fairly well by the names. What's a dreadnought and pre-dreadnought and what have you, but kind of blanking here on that one, so I'll be right back. I'll check that very quick. Okay, sorry about that. So there we go. So it turns out that's in fact a dreadnought, actually. So that one we're gonna actually leave there. And dreadnoughts have a movement of, actually yeah, I think we'll bring it in as well. It can reach as well because dreadnoughts have a movement of 2, so it can go 1, 2. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to force the port in Rome and attack these ships that are in there. So while we're forcing a port, you roll a dice. So in our case, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dice. So you roll for each ship one at a time to see if the port's inherent defenses, so you would imagine coastal guns, maybe mines at the entrance of the port, etc., get any hits. So it's on a 3 or less. So we go ahead and roll for the dreadnought. So that's a miss. We go ahead and roll for one of our cruisers. So that's a miss. Go ahead and roll for the other cruiser. That's a miss. Go ahead and roll for one of our torpedo boats. That's a miss. And then we go ahead and roll for our last torpedo boat. And that's a miss. So that's very good. So now what happens is we're in the port. Whoops. And we conduct combat. And the ships that are in there will defend as they normally would. So there's going to be 2 torpedo boats, Italian torpedo boats, defending at a 4. Going to have an Italian pre-dreadnought defending at a 7. And we're going to have an Italian cruiser defending at a 6, and then just a transport ship. And attacking, we're going to have 2 torpedo boats at 4, 2 cruisers at 6, and a dreadnought at an 8. So we get 3 rounds of combat because the winter is over and we're in the spring. So there's not that limitation to 2 rounds anymore. So we'll go ahead and roll for our dreadnought first. Actually, we'll roll for the torpedo boats. We'll go lowest to highest. So 2 torpedo boats at a 4 or less. So we got 1 hit there on a 1. Now we'll roll for the 2 cruisers at 6 or less. So 1 more hit. And we'll roll for the dreadnought at an 8 or less. And a miss. So 2 hits so far. So you can't choose the transports because they would be the last unit. If everything else is destroyed, they just automatically get destroyed. So it has to be 2 of these. So it'd probably be the 2 torpedo boats. Would make the most sense. Then responding, he's going to get 2 torpedo boats at 4s. So that's might be a bit hard to see, but that's a 1. So 1 hit so far. He's going to get 1 cruiser at a 6. That's another hit. And a pre-dread at a 7. That's a 3rd hit. So 3 hits. So he loses 2 torpedo boat destroyers. And we have to take 3 hits. So we'll lose 2 of our torpedo boat destroyers. And we'll take a point of damage on the dreadnought. So I'll actually go ahead and grab one of those. Just so I know that that's damaged. So there we are. And then I think we'll press the attack. So we get 2 cruisers on a 6 or less. So that's a 6. So that's 1 hit so far. And then we get a dreadnought at an 8 or less. And that's a 2. So that's the 2 hits we needed. So he's going to lose the cruiser and the pre-dread are destroyed. But of course they get to respond. So he's going to have a cruiser at a 6 or less. That's a miss. And a pre-dreadnought at a 7 or less. And that's a hit. So we'll take one of our cruisers, and that battle would be over now. There's no third round because he loses those 2 ships. Just has a transport left, and that automatically gets destroyed. Then we have to exit the port. So we'd just be in C zone M3 right here with our damaged dreadnought and our cruiser. So there we have it. Definitely would have been nice to not lose that other cruiser and those 2 torpedo boats, but all things considered, that was actually a very good attack for the British. We have effectively destroyed the Italian Navy in a preemptive strike. So take that, Italians. Now then, what else? Oh yeah, I said the attrition attack on a 1 into there. Whoops, get rid of that. So that's a miss, as is to be expected. And I do believe in Lorraine we might have an artillery. We do, yeah. So we'll do 1 more from Lorraine into Bavaria on a 1. Huh, look at that. 4 again. So that's a miss. And actually, we will have another attack. We will send out a seaplane. Go 1, 2, 3. I do believe it can reach that submarine. We will double check to make sure. Let's see. Oh yeah, seaplanes move 4. And they would get a boost from a major port, so 5 movements. So yeah, that's plenty. Because we left from here, so we could go 1, 2, 3. Actually, no, I don't think we can reach. We left from here. 1, 2, 3. Can we reach? We leave from here. We can go 1, 2, 3. Oh, we can. We can go 4, 5 and land in Newfoundland. Yep, so that's what we'll do. And that's on a 3. I do believe we hit. Pretty positive about that, but again, we'll double check. Yeah, attack on a 3. So a 3 or less. Hey, beautiful. On a 3. So we get revenge against this dastardly German submarine, and he's sunk. And then we'll go 4, 5 and land in Newfoundland right there. So I think that's it for combat. Yep, that should be it. So now for non-combat, we're gonna strategic naval move these 2 transports. 1, 2, 3 to C zone M8, just off of Egypt. We're gonna move our cruiser and torpedo boat destroyer. 1, 2, 3 up there to join them. We are going to move our pre-dreadnought, which has a movement of 1, but is boosted by one of these major ports, the one in Cochin, China, or the one in Malay, to 2. So we'll move 1, 2, just off the Maldives. We'll move our cruiser and torpedo boat 1, 2, 3 just up here off Aden. What else? We're going to move. Well, we have 3 infantry in the what I call have as the 5th Army over there, and a cavalry actually as well. We'll move those 3 infantry to join the other 3 infantry. And we'll move the cavalry as well, actually. So to join those fellow compatriots over with the rest of the French in the 6th Army in Lorraine, we are going to move a torpedo boat destroyer, 1, 2, 3 in the sea zone just off Gibraltar. We are going to move one of our fighters, which I'll grab one of those later, but we're going to fly him across 1, 2, 3 into Lorraine, again to join the 6th Army. We are going to move two infantry from London over into Picardy. And we'll move, actually we'll leave that submarine there. We'll leave this transport in port there. We'll move this submarine in Sea Zone A19. 1, 2, I believe subs can move 3. So yeah, we'll move it off the Strait of Gibraltar as well. And I think that might be it for non-combat. Just double checking. Yup, that should be fine. So for unit placement, as I said, we're going to upgrade the one in Western Egypt, the colonial that is, to an infantry. I'll go ahead and place that off camera. We'll send our supplies to the nationalist Chinese. So they're going to have a mountain infantry. This infantry in Szechuan going to turn into a mountain infantry. So in that territory, they should have a cavalry, 2 militia, and the mountain infantry. So that's for 2 IPP. I'm going to place our coastal artillery in London, facing Sea Zone A23, so the one just off the Netherlands. We'll place our minor factory over in Eastern Egypt. For 5 IPPs, we'll place our 2 infantry in London. There you are. And we have a tank as well. And our tank we will place in London at the major factory there. So that's it for our purchases. Like I said, we don't get to roll for wartime income Unfortunately, because we didn't complete our mandatory offensive, we should be able to the next turn. Hopefully we don't lose too much because we have exactly 6 infantry. But little by little, we're going to start to be able to get more across. So I wouldn't worry too much about that, but definitely want to be doing that next turn. But otherwise, we'll collect 31 IPP. We don't really have any bonuses or anything like that. So that'll be it for our turn. And now we can hand things off to the Austro-Hungarian army.